The food was really good, but we got there at like 1 o'clock and we were told 10 to 15 or 15 to 20, I'm sorry, 15 to 20 minutes before we would be seated, which is fine. It was 30 minutes, and I get that. And then we were finally seated, and then it took another 15 to 20 minutes for our waiter to even show up. And we immediately gave him our order because we wanted to get home and take a nap before we went to church. So we gave him our drink order, our food order. Literally, from the time we sat down to the time the food came was 1 hour. I'm not exaggerating at all. In the meantime, we finally got the bread that comes, and my husband's drink, he needed some Splenda to sweeten it, and we never did get that because we never got to ask because he came by too fast and didn't really check in. And again, we've had this waiter before. He seemed pleasant, he was good, and we're good tippers. And we should have, my daughter said, you should have known when the first thing that happened is we're making our order and they said, oh, we're out of salads today. That has never happened. We're out of salads. Almost then I was like, well, I want a salad because I'm, trying to do keto. So I had to have two. So finally, my only options were to do the broccoli and the coleslaw, which I'm not really fond of. It's their coleslaw. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not my favorite. So anyway, we finally got the food. I'm belching some of it up. And they even, for my husband's birthday's Wednesday, so if you want to say happy birthday to him, you can send one. But so they gave us a free dessert on the, and I'm sorry we mentioned it because that was a whole nother 20 minutes or so to get it. Then our bill came and we got two different bills. It was somebody else's meal and it turned out we knew that something was wrong, but we didn't have the breakdown. We had the breakdown of someone else's bill, but not ours. It's crazy. You can't even make this stuff up. And even the manager did come by at one point and go, "How are things going?" And before I could say, "This is what's going on," he, good folks, and walked by. Never let me. He didn't. We couldn't even take a breath and say something. It was crazy. So I don't know if it's under new management, bad management, but this is the part, buyer beware. So when we finally got the breakdown, because I said we order the same thing almost every time that we go there. We don't go there often, but when we do, once a month or less, I don't know. But long story short, they added in a gratuity, an 18% gratuity, which we would have given more anyway because we're good tippers. But that just go like we're a party of two and you have to charge gratuity. I understand when it's a party of eight or more and people, I get that. But this was, and we weren't even told ahead of time. So my husband was, because I said, well, this seems like too much money, and he was adding on the tip, and so he would have, who know, triple tipped or whatever. But long story short, I believe that you should be told ahead of time when you check in, it's going to be a long wait. Plus, we're already out of salads. There will be no salad today. Someone should have told us that. Number two, that they're going to add gratuity, especially for a party of two, who has been put through this horrible experience. We would have tipped anyway because we don't know if it was the manager, you don't know if it's your server, you don't know if it's the cooks, you don't know who to blame. So we try not to take it out on the server because that's just who we are. I understand a lot of people would, but you really should be told ahead of time if there's going to be gratuity added to it. So I'd like to hear your response. Anyway, you know that I'm not that negative person, but I think that's dirty to just add gratuity and not tell somebody because it's never been done before. No other restaurants do that for a party of two. Hello. So have a blessed day. Got that off my mind, but I do want people to be warned. Check your bill before you pay it, and if you're not a tithe, all right, if you're a tither and you love the Lord and you give to God, make sure you are good to and do good tips to your waiter or waitress, whoever it is, because we're firm believers in that. And if you're not going to be a good tipper, then you don't tell them that you're a Christian, okay? So that's how we feel. But I do feel like in this case, this wasn't right, and it's not right. Pastor Becky, Becky's Blurbs, Transformation Church. The four stands for healing spiritually, physically, mentally, and financially. Come see us here in Central Florida. We're meeting at the Sheraton Orlando North, 600 North Lake Destiny Road, Maitland, Florida, 10 a.m., 6 p.m. on Sundays. We'd love to see you. And yeah, if anyone else has, I don't know if that was a mistake, but hope this helps somebody. Thanks. Bye.